developing story, which is the disruption following the closure of Heathrow Airport. These are the latest live pictures that we have coming in from the airport. Authorities saying that it will be closed all day on Friday. This, of course, following a fire at a nearby electrical substation that supplies it with power. We know that at least 1,300 flights that were due to take off and land at Heathrow Airport would be cancelled or face cancellation today. Well, we can now speak to Otto de Vries, Executive Director of the World Travel Agent Association's Alliance, who joins us from Cape Town. Thank you for joining us on BBC News. So are you hearing of the impact of this closure and any kind of disruption there in Cape Town?
Yes, good morning. Of course, you know, this is a big picture challenge. Heathrow remains one of the most critical destination and hub airports for transatlantic and global travel. From a South African perspective, we have a significant network of direct flights that travel out of Cape Town and Johannesburg into London Heathrow. So we're expecting a severe knock-on impact over the next couple of days. But I think there is a bigger picture challenge and a concern here, and that is obviously, as I said, the issue and the challenge around Heathrow being such a critical hub for passengers that are travelling across the globe to various locations and using London Heathrow as that gateway or that transition point.
And we've been covering advice for passengers. What's the advice for passengers there, perhaps in Cape Town and other parts of Africa who are facing disruption as a result of this closure? Well,
as the World Travel Agents Association's Alliance, we will obviously be engaging very closely with all of our global associations. We represent a total of 59 countries around the world, and our members will all be committed to working closely with their travel agency members, the travel management companies and the travel advisors through whom we know a large majority of bookings will have been facilitated and are being serviced through those channels. And their work and their role will be to support those customers in any way, shape or form to try and at least make sure that we can mitigate or minimize the scale and the impact that will be felt across the travel sector over the coming days and beyond. And that role will include trying to support them in the short term with alternative flights, but also where there is a long-term impact, where there is at least an opportunity to divert or alternatively to accommodate them in hotels where necessary. And that service, that duty of care will be extended across the travel industry to support our customers and to support our airline partners wherever possible as this impact is felt over the coming days. And we try our level best to try and manage and service and look after our customers.
And Otto, how long does it take to resolve a major disruption like this to global travel?
Well, it's difficult to fully assess. I mean, there's two parts to this. At this point, we know that the airport is closed until midnight tonight, but we don't know at this stage whether there will be a full recovery or the ability for the airport to open and operate a full service, considering the scale of what appears to be a rather serious fire that has impacted the power supply to the airport. So assuming, that all services can resume, we need to consider the knock-on effect, and this is going to take several days. We've experienced this in the past when there have been global events. One thinks only of the impact of the ash cloud, and that was multiple airports. But we know that these kind of events do have a long-term knock-on effect. And it is very difficult, especially when we look at post-COVID, the fact that there is not the kind of capacity that we used to have on global routes. And at the same time, as a result of that, the demand is extremely high. So these flights are full. And the ability to be able to now move these passengers onto existing schedules that we hope will operate within the next 24 hours and beyond, we're going to need to look to see how we can also expand that capacity to service this high demand that is going to come as a result of what has happened.
Otto von Dries, thank you so much for speaking to us here on BBC News.
Thank you.
And just a reminder that we continue to follow the live situation at Heathrow Airport, where a power outage has caused the closure of the airport. This is Europe's busiest airport. It came about because of a fire at a nearby electrical substation overnight. We understand that over 1,300 flights had to be cancelled or could be cancelled as a result of this disruption.